Sunday wind down. Either with the voice on the speaker, Sunny on the mic, and it's all round. Conversations are bigger, so fill my cup, fill my cup. I'm already tuned in, all the way up, all the way up. Can't stop listening now. Sunday wind down. Yes, you know I'm listening. Good vibes in the evening. Yes, you know I'm listening. Sunday wind down. Yes, you know I'm listening. Good vibes in the evening. Yes, you know I'm listening. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay when I hear your voices. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay when I hear your voices. I'm okay. Working from Monday to Sunday, 7 o'clock till I'm worn out. Hustle, I can make an anthem. Give me a break, let me walk out. Trying my best to stay sober all over the weekend. I know grass is only greener when you water. So after the grind, I go. Sunday wind down. Yes, you know I'm listening. Good vibes in the evening. Yes, you know I'm listening. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay when I hear your voices. I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. Sunday wind down, baby. I'm okay.
Hey! Hi guys! My name is DJ Sunny Sistuki.
And I'm yours truly, Ida Alicia. Welcome to the Sunday Wine Down podcast, where we drink wine.
Or whiskey, but today we're drinking mimosas.
We'll tell you why.
Yep. We talk about real issues.
Yes, we learn from each other and we laugh a little.
Cheers, guys.
This is episode 6 of season 2. Guys, it's been a whole 2 seasons almost, Annie. It's been great. Thank you for your support. Thank you for everybody who's tuning in. Don't forget to share. Tell your friends we're live. We are excited to be back. It's been a whole week, man.
Remember, we're on Facebook and YouTube. And there's something interesting. We're also on Spotify and Google Podcasts. So if you go to Spotify, search for Sunday Wind Down, or go to Google Podcasts, search for Sunday Wind Down. You'll find us there. We also have a SoundCloud Sunday Wind Down, where we'll be posting the latest episodes. And, of course, we're on YouTube and Facebook.
Yes, we are. Sunny, how was your week?
Yeah, it was okay. It was kind of a rainy week here, just gloomy. I mean, Sunday, today it's beautiful, but I'm telling you, it was quite gloomy.
Yeah, I mean, same here. I live in Raleigh with you, so...
Did you find it as gloomy as I did?
I think so, but for some reason, this week went really fast. It went by really fast for me. I was like, yay, it's the weekend again. We get to do the Sunday wind down. I was super excited. So you know what's funny? That I have a story to tell these people. We were laughing about it earlier today. So June made some bomb dinner yesterday, right? And so June, Sunny, and I were having dinner, and there was a salt right in front of you, Sunny. A salt shaker, rather. And I asked for Sunny to pass the salt. But this man would not give me the salt in my hand. Some stupid reason, he says, oh, I can't give it to you in your hand. He put it down. You set it down right in front of me. Please explain.
But you could reach it, right?
Right, but I mean, isn't that rude? My hand was right there, open, waiting for the salt shaker.
Well, let me explain. So growing up, right? I've been told I need to move my mic a little closer. Anyway, growing up, if someone asked for something on the dinner table, I don't know about you guys, then I was told if you hand it to them to their hand, especially like a salt shaker or a pepper shaker, then you'll fight.
What? Me, I don't get it.
So it was always about putting it on the table next to them, let them pick it up and use it. And so I've always done that because I didn't want to fight.
So have you ever fought? Like, have you ever passed the salt to somebody's hand directly and fought?
No, because I've never passed the salt to someone directly.
So you just do it because you've been told?
Yeah.
That's a myth, Sunny. Or is it even a superstition? What the heck do you call that?
I don't know. It's a myth, a superstition. What's the difference? What's the difference between a myth and a superstition?
Interesting. They're almost the same thing. What I know for sure is a lot of the myths are usually known to be false. Yeah, it's known to be false. It's a wrong fact believed by many.
But wait, a wrong fact?
Yeah.
Like, how can a fact be wrong? If it's a fact,
Well,
it's a fact.
Well, a wrong fact. I don't know. Then it's not a fact.
Right.
Well, it's a wrong statement
Statement.
believed by many. It can't be a fact. You're right there.
Okay, but they believe it knowing that it's wrong?
They know it's not quite true, yet they still somewhat believe it.
I'm sure there's a reasoning behind it. We might get into that later.
We will.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a superstition.
Superstition, so a superstition is, from what I've seen, is a belief based on something supernatural. That's why it's superstition, right? Mm-hmm. So like supernatural things, witchcraft, whatnot.
Yeah.
That, to me, that's superstition, right? And I know it's a fine line. Like some things that, when I think myth, I think mythology.
I see. Now you're about to get into Greek mythology. Some shit I'm not even sure I know shit about.
Right, but then that's what I think. So some of these things I think might actually be superstitions. But yeah, I think they're also myths. They might be the same thing.
We're using a lot of words, superstition, myths, whatever. But before we go too far, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's tuning in.
Absolutely.
I see Peter Simpson. Hi. He said, by the way, to your story about not giving me salt, that's a superstition, Sunny. So he agrees.
We actually have someone here that agrees that had the same thing happen in their household. Yes.
You guys. But let's give a few shout out to these people before we go too far.
Absolutely.
Awesome. I see Imani Karaoke. She was the first one too. Hi Imani. It's nice to see you here. Who else do you see? Sunny, you are chugging this drink, man. We're not even halfway through the podcast.
Oh. Anyway, we have Fern Elizabeth in the building right now.
Yeah.
Wamboi is here. Thank you for tuning in as always. Mm-hmm. Trishal Ketia is the one who said he remembers the salt myth.
Yeah, you and Trishal need
He's also
you need to
from
explain.
Eldoret, so
It's an Eldoret
maybe
thing.
it was an Indian Eldoret thing. I don't know. Maybe he can shed some light later.
That's funny. Tesfai is here watching with us. Like I said, there's Peter watching. Akinya Boge is here as well. Seba Konge is here. Who else do you see there?
Lynette Nganga is here.
Lynette is here.
Our soldier.
I know. Coley O'Neill is here. And everybody else who's tuning in on YouTube as well. We thank you for checking in and watching. So, Sani, explain this thing. The salt passing. You said because you can pass salt to me and give it to my hand because we'll fight.
Yeah.
I mean, but growing up, did somebody tell you this, or like how did you?
So me, okay, as a kid, I think here's how I picture it. Maybe this is not exactly how it went down, but here's how my memory serves me. So you asked me for salt. We're sitting across the table from each other, and what I do is I do this and I hand you the salt.
Yeah.
Right? And then my parents come and say, hit my hand, and they're like, don't do that. If you do that, you'll fight. Put the salt on the table, let her pick it up.
That is so interesting.
And since then, I've always done that. I remember going out to brunch with a bunch of friends, and we had a few drinks, and someone asked for the ketchup. Right? And so I took the ketchup and I put it next to them on the table.
Yeah.
And they're like, they felt disrespected.
Yeah.
Like, yo, my hand was out. Why couldn't you just put it in my hand?
I know.
And I'm like, no.
But we'll fight.
But what's the problem? It's right there next to you. Why don't you just grab it and use it? I mean, I put it close to you for you to use it.
That is insane, Sunny. I mean, and it's a thin line, like you said, between myth and superstition. And we'd love to hear from you guys. Go ahead and comment and tell us what are the things that you were told are myths growing up or superstitions to you. But Sunny, I'm wondering, what are the reasons behind myths? Like, why did they even bring, like what was the reasoning behind myths?
So let's take that one, for example, that one about the salt.
Yeah.
I don't want to beat down on the salt too much.
Well,
but
too late.
But like the superstition on the salt, I think was really a table manners thing. Now that I think about it, up till now, I always thought it was ingrained in my brain, we're going to fight, so I'm not going to give it to you. But it was probably something to do with table manners, that, hey, when someone asks for something,
Don't reach over
or something. Put it next to their plate, so you're not reaching over it and something.
I see.
And then let them grab it and put it, and then put it back. And when someone else needs it, you put it down and let them grab it. And
Interesting.
It kind of, it must just be table manners. There's so many other things. And I think when I think about all these different myths that we're going to talk about,
Yeah.
and superstitions, superstitions, it's very much probably about manners, about ethics. Some of them have to do with, I think, some cultural things from what I came to find out. So, yeah, we're going to dissect some of the reasoning behind some, and some of them just seem to be, I'm clueless. They're just out of this, like, why? Why?
You know what's funny? So I'm like you. I just don't know why. So I remember I put this up on Instagram and I asked my Instagram tribe, hey, what are some of your superstitions that you had growing up? And a few of them were hilarious. Like this one said, it's in Swahili, but I'm going to read it in English.
Okay.
It said, when you, God, what do you call this in English?
Just read it in Swahili,
Ukijishika mashavu.
you'll have to translate
Okay,
later.
ukijishika mashavu, ukikula, matiti ya mama yako itakatika. So like when you have your hand on your chin while eating, like resting your head on your chin while eating, your mom's boob is gonna fall off. I don't know how true this... Guys, my mom just waved. Hi, Mom. She's in the comment section. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
But they used to say that. But again, Sunny, I'm feeling what you're saying because it's table manners. You don't want your elbow on the table holding onto your head, like resting your head on your hand while eating.
I remember something like that also. I remember when I used to work as a teenager in our duka, in our shop, I would usually, when there's nothing going on, I would usually just like have my hands on the table and then hold my chin with both my hands.
And just
like
rest your head.
Right,
Yeah.
and just rest my head. And if my uncle ever saw me do that, I would get into trouble.
That's so interesting. I mean, it's not a bad position. It's not like your leg is on the table. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder why. So.
Yeah, and then one day I think he tried to explain to me that was the posture of a lazy person.
Ah, that is interesting.
So you don't need your hands to support your head. That's why you have a neck. So I was told that is the posture of a lazy person. You are never to do that. And so every time, even now, if I do this, I think I'm gonna get beaten or yelled at or something because I'm like, that's the posture of a lazy person. I don't need to do that.
You know what's interesting, Sunny? You're talking about this, and I'm learning that these things were to teach us something. That fear that was instilled in you by this myth being told to you, you still carry today.
Let me ask you this one. What is the purpose behind something like opening the umbrella inside? See, we've had that one.
Oh yeah, there's this myth when you open your umbrella
if
inside
you open
the house.
the umbrella inside the house, it's bad luck.
It's bad luck.
Okay, so what can go wrong by what's the problem with opening the umbrella inside the house?
You know what's funny? I was actually reading about that. I was like curious. I was reading because it's a topic we're going to talk about. I want to be at least a little versed in this, at least to tell a story. But I read about something, and I think the reasoning behind it, and it was, if you remember the umbrellas that used to have a spring, if you open it, it pops and whatever.
Yeah.
When they started making umbrellas and whatever, they would malfunction all the time, right? And so sometimes you'd open it and the string would pop and something would pop and hit somebody and hurt somebody or break something in the house. And so it's quote unquote bad luck, but really it was just to avoid that from happening. But if you tell your kids, don't open an umbrella inside the house, it's bad luck, they're bound to listen more than, hey, you might hurt somebody, they won't listen. You see the connection there? Interesting, isn't it?
But it's amazing how effective these myths were.
Yeah.
Like, to think about it, if you tell a child, no, put the salt down, don't hand it to them, or you tell a child, don't open the umbrella in the house, or the millions of other myths and superstitions we've come across, or don't hold your head up.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they won't listen to you. And I'm wondering, is it right or wrong to give them to lie to them? Because in essence, you're lying to someone and telling them, hey,
yeah,
if you do this, you'll fight.
It's like one of those lies that like can be forgiven. It's like you're trying to teach your kids something. Just their mind is not able to grasp the reasoning why. So you connect it to something that they will identify with. I feel like it.
It's like at work, if you don't do this, you'll get fired.
Well, that's actually a fact.
Oh, that's not a
That's actually a fact. What I was wondering, Sunny, we talked about superstitions being more spiritual
Yeah.
than myths.
Yeah.
But do they serve the same purpose? I feel like they do. I don't know. I'm curious to hear what you think.
I don't think so. Like, I'll give you an example of a superstition that I don't think serve the same purpose. There is this element of witchcraft in Kenya,
Oh,
right?
yeah? Uh-huh.
So
You can go there.
Yeah, I have a little. I have a small. My little small experience with that is when I was a kid. So I really don't remember the outcome of this.
Yeah.
But when we decided to talk about this, it sparked that memory. There was a guy. We had a workshop where we fixed electronics like TVs and things like that. So people's TVs would get spoiled. They bring them to us. We would repair them.
Yeah.
So we had a workshop in the back of the shop. I keep wanting to talk in Swahili. Of the duka. Yeah, duka is shop.
Yeah.
And the workshop, there was tables like lined up, like high tables lined up, and there were two stools. People sat on them and worked. This area, people worked on radios. Over there, people worked on TVs. There was a guy who worked on watches.
Okay.
Yeah. So someone was stealing, and we didn't know who it was.
All right.
So my uncle ran the shop, so he kept asking we could never catch this thief.
Yeah.
So one of the technicians, we call them fundis, but he was really a technician, came to my uncle and said, there is a witch doctor. He said there's a mganga, right? So there's a witch doctor in Kakamega who we can bring, and he will perform a ritual in the workshop, and will find, and the thief will present himself, like he will confess
That he's the one doing this.
Yeah.
Did that happen?
So I remember this witch doctor coming to our workshop. From the guy, the technician went to his shags, to his place of origin.
Yeah.
Brought the witch doctor over. They did some ritual. There was a chicken that was brought in there. I remember very vaguely because I was super young. But
So did we catch the thief?
I don't know if we caught the thief.
See,
I
the
don't
thing
remember.
I don't think it works.
I think someone did come forward saying,
Because they're afraid, because they knew, oh, a witch doctor is involved now.
And he's gonna
that's
find me, and I might as well come forward. I think someone did come forward, but
That is so crazy.
like I think I relate superstition to things like that, like voodoo dolls and things like that.
Yo, is that stuff true? Like voodoo dolls. Like if I buy a small voodoo doll and name him Sunny, if I poke him, are you gonna feel like the pain? Like if I torture that voodoo doll?
That explains the random pains I get.
Stop! I don't have a doll
Like
yet.
if I suddenly just feel ow over here, I'm like that must be Aida.
And you fall. I mean, is that really real? I'm so curious to hear from you guys in the comment section. I see you guys. Some of you are laughing. Some of you are relating with this. I feel some type of way. I mean, I know that some of the. I don't know if it's a myth or whatever, but I know people say beer before liquor. Never been sicker, right? But liquor before beer, you're in the clear. Who has proven this?
Me, I don't agree with that because
What?
I've gone both ways, and
That's so funny when you say you've gone both ways.
Oh, yeah.
My mind goes somewhere else.
sorry. I've tried it both ways. I've tried it in both
Liquor first and then beer after.
beer and then liquor, and I don't.
You've
think
been in
so.
the clear either way, or you just been jacked up like the whole.
It just depends on how much I've had to drink. I've been in the clear or I've been jacked up. It's been either or.
There's no balance. You wouldn't say, oh, because I had beer fast. No, I saw a comment saying that somebody knew that if they wear red lipstick, they will be fast. I don't understand that. Like
Fast as in fast? Oh.
Following men and
Oh, I don't understand. I think my producer is trying to explain it to us, and she's saying, like, you'll be
you will
following
be-
men, like you'll be fast in following men.
yeah, like growing up.
Oh, I see. Like if you wear red lipstick
As a child.
as a child, you will grow up faster. You'll be like looking for men and trying to do what adults do. How true is that? I see the reasoning behind it because you don't want your kid to be having like makeup on or whatever. I
But
see
I
the
think
reasoning
red
behind it.
lipstick is like a sex symbol, maybe.
What? That is such a myth.
Is it? Is red lipstick a sex symbol?
To who?
I don't know.
Good
Like,
question. I'm so glad I didn't wear red lipstick today. I'm so glad because
no, like I think red lipstick is like drawing attention to your lips, right? Because
Well-
it's red.
okay. What about black lipstick? If I put on black lipstick, won't that draw attention to my lips?
Not as much as red lipstick. I don't think so.
That's a myth that has been drilled into your head and now
Okay.
you can't let go.
Let me ask that question. Guys, tell me. Excuse me.
Red lipstick.
Does red lipstick draw more attention than any other color? Let's just start there and let's see what people say about that.
It's been televised that sexy women wear red lipstick.
Exactly.
That Malayas, like hoes or sex workers, wear red lipstick.
And clear heels. Don't ask me how I know that, but
Hey, you've been around, my guy.
clear heels.
Clear
I know
heels.
it's about clear heels. I've heard the red lipstick part now, but I knew clear heels. They're called stripper heels.
And somebody said black lipstick is equals to voodoo. What?
It could be, yes, because the gothic look is black lipstick, black makeup, that dark.
Please, I'm gonna need a refill because listen.
Oh, we did not tell anyone why we're drinking mimosas instead of which technically
Do you want more?
champagne is wine. Yes.
I got you.
Oh, thank you. We're having Beats and Brunch next Sunday. We're gonna start with our first time. It's here in Raleigh, North Carolina. So those of you in Raleigh, please get your tickets early. And we'll be serving bottomless mimosas.
Yo, you had me at bottomless mimosas. It's gonna be Sunday the 20th, right?
Yep, next Sunday.
It's gonna be at Umami Bistro. I mean, have you seen the space, Sunny?
The space is amazing. I'll be DJing over there.
What?
Your
I'll be
$15
drinking over
ticket
there.
gives you the bottomless mimosa. So it's not like you're just paying a cover charge and get nothing for it. You pay the $15 as a cover charge, but that gives you access to the unlimited mimosas.
Yes, man.
Uh-huh.
I'm super excited about that. That's next Sunday. Beats and Brunch with yours truly, DJ Sunny
Okay,
Sistuki.
my point has been accepted.
What point?
I definitely feel more sexy when I wear red lippy. That's not me.
Well,
that's
Imani,
that's
as in-
audience. Yes, Imani.
Does it feel like, okay, I mean, I get it though. Like red lipstick pops, but it doesn't mean you're more sexual just by wearing red lipstick.
It insinuates.
Well, I give up. I have another one, Sunny. This one can be, I don't know. Let me give you a chance to share one of yours. Let me not share one of mine. I just gave you one. You go.
Okay, so, Mitz, I wanted to find out from you and from anyone else listening about, are there any myths about birth? Like if you are born at night, it's this. If you're born during the day, you're like this. If you're born in the rain, if you're born on a Monday, like I know, okay, in the Indian culture, the little I know about it, or whatever I know about it, when you are born has a lot to do with how you turn out.
Interesting.
Yeah, like it's almost like horoscopes.
I was gonna ask you, are you relating this to the horoscopes? I mean,
Kinda.
I'm an Aries.
Yeah, but it's horoscopes to a very precision detail.
Interesting.
It's like a horoscope is like a month and a half, right? So if you're born within this time, you have these traits. But in the Indian culture, I think it's almost to where if you're born on a Wednesday morning and the sun was shining, or
They name you Sunny.
yeah.
You see
Actually,
what I
I
did
was
there?
born on a Wednesday.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, my joke is not so funny after all.
But what happens is, it's got to do with. I always thought it was just very, very, very mythical, right?
Interesting.
That they say, based on that, they'll even name you. Like they won't name you, but they'll pick the first letter of your name based on when you were born, time,
Wow.
day of the week, and all that good stuff.
That is very interesting.
Yeah.
I know for sure the naming part. I know they do that in a lot of cultures. My name is my
Tell us.
Kikuyu name.
Yeah, tell
I
us.
love that name. My Kikuyu name is Kafura. Kafura is drizzle. It's like drizzle. It's little rain.
Well, I thought it was like to swell.
So you are called Sunny. You are burning here. Unachoma, literally. But yeah, it really means drizzle. It's like little rain. If you just had this and you're not watching this live, I just punched Sunny. So yeah, he needs to act right. But yeah, it means drizzle. That's why my Instagram name is Ida Alicia Drizzle. Y'all thought that I'm becoming a rapper and that's my rap game.
I thought it was that you like Drake or something.
You no hate, but no.
Oh,
What
okay.
is the relationship even there?
Oh.
But yeah, so I know they named us that way. And they also name you after your grandmother, blah blah blah.
Right.
But I know the naming part of it. But I didn't think it had to do anything with who you're gonna end up being, or or what you're gonna. You know what I mean? Though?
Yeah, so it goes as far as even they will. So they make almost a booklet of your of you when you're born.
Who does?
There's people.
Who are these people, Sunny?
there's
Give us
priests.
facts with
There's
that.
priests.
Who are these myths?
They are priests.
No, it's a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then your parents go to the priest and they say, my son or my daughter was born this time, this date, this. And he will put out your whole life on a book for you.
No, it's a lie, Sunny.
Me,
In what
somewhere my
culture?
parents have a whole book on my life.
Are you serious?
It even tells, the book says when I'll get married. What kind of
Well,
a woman
can
am
I
I
read
gonna
that
get
book?
married to? How successful will I be in my career?
No, are you serious?
Yes.
No.
Now I don't know how factual that book is because it's not meant to be shared with me.
Oh.
Right.
So who reads it?
My parents.
And so can your mom tell you?
She's not supposed to.
Can she tell me?
Depends who are you.
I am your friend. She knows me. Mom, I'm going to call her after this show.
And I don't know if no one can know about it, then I don't see the point of it being there.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm wondering. I mean, I'm not here. I mean, how did they foresee your whole life?
So it has to do with astrology.
Oh my goodness, it's getting deep.
These are apparently astrology experts, and when they decide, okay, not they don't decide, but they see when you were born, they see where the planets were and the stars were. They have some sort of knowing where all the stars and the planets and the sun and the moon, how it all aligned, and based on that, it tells your whole story.
That's interesting, Sunny. I have something.
They even know when I'm gonna die.
Well, that's not even true. I don't think. I don't even
believe
agree
it.
one bit with that.
I don't believe it, but there are people that live by it and die by it.
You know, I have a relation to whatever you're saying. For us, it's not really a book, but you see the lines in your hand, like the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
You see the lines if they join. One if one touches this one. You know, there are people who do palm reading. But also just growing up, I knew when we were little, people would be like, wow, you're going to be rich. Hallelujah. And then some of them were like, wow, you're going to be married. Hallelujah there. You're going to have 3 children. I was like, whoa, how did you tell this?
Yeah,
but
I
those
don't
are
believe
myths.
that. I think those are
See,
those
the
are
same
myths,
thing
yeah.
I don't believe in your book.
So about the book, let me go back to Jesus. Let me go back to so you know in the Indian culture they do arranged marriages, right?
Yeah.
So they use that book.
Oh.
So when they go look for a wife for you, they ask for the girl's book. and they
read
have
it.
the boy's book and they see are these two compatible?
Oh my goodness.
And if they're not, it cannot happen.
Wow.
If they are compatible, then the marriage, but it has to start with that book.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
That is super interesting. Well, I know a few of the very common myths that we all share here. Like if you walk under a ladder, like you're not supposed to walk under a ladder.
Ah,
You know, if it's propped on the wall like
You know-
this, you're not supposed to walk under it. And I don't know the reasoning behind it. Might you know?
yeah, it comes from Egyptians.
How?
So Egyptians, that one I know actually.
Yeah?
I know
Do
something.
explain it.
Egyptians have, and this one I think is more just, it doesn't really have a manners aspect to it. I
Okay.
don't know what else to call it. But Egyptians, because the ladder standing on the wall and the wall makes a triangle shape,
Okay.
and they found that shape very sacred. So from what I know, and I may be completely wrong, it's if you're going through that shape, it's a disrespect to the gods and to the culture. That's why their pyramids are shaped that way and all that stuff.
Interesting.
So you do not go under a ladder.
All right.
Now, maybe at some point a ladder fell on someone and then it became a safety
no-no.
issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the origin of that is from the Egyptians.
All right. I
Yeah.
have a question. There's one common one. If you see a black cat passing in front of you,
I think
please
every
wait.
culture has that one.
Wait, let me finish in case there's somebody who doesn't know it. Yeah?
Yeah.
If you see a black cat passing in front of you, please turn around and go. Do not keep going on the same direction you are going. Because if you walk past where the black cat walked past, it's bad luck. Is that true?
I don't know, but that one is so spooky.
It's spooky. Me, even today, I look at a black cat, I'm like, well, I guess
Let
I'm
me
not
tell
going
you,
there.
I was going home. And maybe it's got a good thing. There was one day I was going home. I had left work. And I had just got to the street. I see my house is there. It's right in front of me. And then a black cat crossed in front of the car.
Oh, shit.
I went to the bar.
You're like, nope,
I
no.
had a few good drinks. I met some good friends. It was good.
Yeah?
So that... I mean, I came back home and the woman I was with at that time was pissed.
They're like, you were drunk. Yeah, Black Cat said,
Black
don't
Cat
go
said,
home.
don't go home. So
That is
maybe
so
if I
funny.
would have gone earlier, maybe she would have been even more pissed. Maybe she had time to cool down by the time I went to the bar.
You
Who
never know.
knows?
This Black Cat just saved your
Yeah,
life.
Black Cat did it.
That is crazy.
That's my only experience with the Black Cat.
Yeah, I know a few more. I don't know why they're escaping my mind right this minute. But do you have another one that I see? I see people saying, "Poor black cats. They get such a bad rep."
I know.
Which is so true. And somebody also said a ladder. The ladder thing could be for safety reasons. More like, more likely to cause it to fall. Like if you walk past it, if it's not propped nicely. It may fall. It may hurt you. So
Let's read a few people what they're saying. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a comment here by Gracie that I find very interesting.
okay, go for it.
She says, she's talking actually about, so do you become the person you will because of the time of birth or because they told you that? That's interesting, but they don't tell you. But Gracie says, sounds like a mind game they play on you to get you to follow a certain path. Could be, but I think these superstitions and myths also sound like a mind game where you're told, like I remember I was told slippers or shoes, if it is upside down, like it's not on its sole,
Yeah.
your mother will die.
Ooh,
Now,
that
that's
one
such
I'll
an
change the
extreme.
shoe real quick.
So extreme. So every time you see a shoe, you take off your shoes. It can't be sideways. It can't be upside down. You have to put the shoe properly.
Man.
Because you don't want your mother to die.
Obvious.
And I think your mother will die was too common. Like it seemed like everything you do, your mother will die.
Yeah, apart from this one, your mom's boob will fall off. I'm like, I don't want
Yeah.
that to happen. There's another one that said, and I kind of now understand it. When you're younger, they're like, you can't walk into your mother's room or your dad's room without knocking, because if you see them naked, you're gonna lose your eyesight. Have you had that?
Oh,
Have you had that one?
yeah, actually I have. But I don't think I heard it growing up. I just heard it from someone else as an adult.
I did hear that one, and I see the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, you don't
You don't want
want
your kids walking into you changing
or doing the do.
whoa, extreme. But yeah, but you know what I mean. I see the reasoning behind it. But some of this were like, some of this were extreme. There's another one that, like if you the broom, we had stick broom growing up. You used to sweep with it. They said kifagio ile ya miti, sinajua. Like if you hit somebody or if you beat somebody with that broom, they're going to be slender their entire life. I didn't know that was the key to losing weight. I should have been slapped by that broom.
That should be a good thing, being slapped by a broom.
I know, but growing up, it's like, whoa, I don't want to be a stick figure the rest of my life, And for us girls, it was...
There's another myth.
What?
Being a stick figure is a bad thing.
No, they meant you're going to be as thin as the broom.
Oh.
Nobody wants to be as thin as the broom. I mean, now, like, I look at it in retrospect, you can slap me just a little bit with the broom.
What if you get a slightly plumper broom?
Well, then that's okay, I guess. But the reasoning was you can slap. And have you had this one about the broom too? Like if you have a toddler, say for example a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old, right? If they take a broom and start sweeping at night, it means you're pregnant. For a woman, it means you're pregnant. The kid knows, but you don't know yet.
Okay.
I was like, what?
There's someone who said here, I lost it, that black cat myth.
Yeah.
Now, watch, people are gonna use that as an excuse to get late.
There's a black cat on my
Why are
way.
you
Can
late?
you go home?
A black cat crossed my road. I had to take a long route.
That is funny. Somebody said African Americans believe if you put your handbag on the floor, you will be broke forever.
Actually, I don't
I've
think it's just
seen
African
that.
Americans.
What?
Yeah, like, okay, for us, I think for Indians, it's a disrespect for money.
Really?
Yeah, you don't put money on the floor.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, like, I mean, does it lose its value just because
No,
it's
it's just
floor?
it's just respect. You don't put money on the floor. So there
Interesting.
was never if you do this you'll be broke forever. I see how the African Americans have turned that into a superstition or a myth.
Yeah?
Is that a myth or? I think that's a myth.
Who knows, a myth.
Because it's not
maybe.
supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember, like, money, you cannot deface money. You cannot step on money. You cannot step on money. Hey, in our culture, if you step on money,
It means
my
you'll
friend.
be broke forever, Ama. What's happening?
no, it's just you're
Why
disrespecting.
are you guys so afraid of money like this?
You're disrespecting money.
What? It's just paper.
But what does it symbolize? It symbolizes a good
Value.
life.
No, just, I mean, well, you know what? Debatable.
Debatable.
I know. Another one was, I was going to share this with you and I forgot now because you brought up money and I'm Kikuyu. Another one, if you know when you sit down and you have your legs straight on the floor, like maybe if you're seated on the floor and I jump over your legs, you're going to have kids. Like if you jump over my legs, I'm going to have very short kids.
The one I've heard is you're not going to grow any taller.
Me myself.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
and
if I jump over you,
Uh-huh.
your growth will be stagnated.
So where I am, if I'm 12, if I'm 9 years old, that's the height I'm going
That's
to
the
be.
height you're going to be forever.
For me, it was like my kids. If I give birth, my kids will be very short kids, and that scared me. I was like, if you jump over my legs, I'm like, jump over again to undo it. Have you ever done that?
Yeah. I think that was more so because of a tripping hazard.
Really, but yeah, also good manners. You don't jump over people's legs. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah,
I
that
think
could be.
tripping hazard.
Yeah, and you could get dwarfs for kids, and Tess Kaite agrees. She says, yeah, dwarfs.
Dwarfs.
Yeah. You'll
like,
get dwarf kids.
Like we're not allowed to call them. Well, they're called short people. Or
They are short people.
Small people. Wanaitwanga.
God, what is the political?
We're trying to be politically
Yeah,
correct here because now we're on Spotify and Google. So,
Yeah, I mean, we
you
mean
know?
no harm. We're just trying to explain something. You know what I mean?
Anyway, now speaking of, we talked about birth.
Yes.
Do you have any other like birth?
I can't think of another.
myths?
Oh, I have another one.
Hey.
When you're pregnant, when you're pregnant, let me say when you're pregnant, and then your nose swells. You know how pregnant women get, like their noses become really big. If it's really big, it's a boy. If it doesn't swell, it's a girl. So people would be like, "Oh, you're getting a boy." Just by your nose being
I'm wondering
bigger.
if there's any like biological or scientific.
I have no
fact
idea.
to
I
that.
cannot even prove that right or wrong. I cannot. But it's insane. It's like we had just so many of them.
Yeah. So, come to think about it,
Yeah.
I think Mtuka dying time while someone rukad on top of them when they were young.
Oh my goodness. Dime. Sun is not showing you love. Not today. But you were gonna I don't have any more about birth. Do you have some about just
No.
living in your life?
Okay, so let's talk about in life in general. There's the ones we've just talked about, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Then there's myths about death.
Yeah.
There are some very strong myths.
You don't have
about
anything
death.
about like life in the middle, like before, after birth, life before death?
Hizo tu za opening the umbrella and
Yeah. I
the
can
shoe
think of
upside
some.
down.
Yeah. I was thinking the one there's one, oh god. Like if you why do I keep forgetting them?
Here's one by Vicky.
Yeah.
Says, and the one of an itchy palm.
Oh, yeah.
That you'll get money. Itch sometimes, but never got it. Yeah, even me, I don't think that one works. I've never gotten money. There's the one, if your right eye twitches, you're going to get money.
Yeah.
And if your left eye twitches, you're going to lose money.
Yeah. I've seen I don't know.
It's just a potassium deficiency.
Eat a banana,
Yeah,
you'll
eat
be
a
okay.
banana, you'll be fine.
How about this one, Sunny? Peter Simpson said, what about eating using your left hand?
What if you're left-handed?
Yeah, but people used to say, don't eat with your left hand. But I don't know why. I have no reason for that one. Don't eat with your left hand, eat with your right. But if you're left-handed, I guess you're
So,
fucked for life.
I have a story about this, yeah? There's a restaurant, one of my favorite restaurants growing up as a kid. It's called Sizzlers. It's in Eldoret. I don't know if any of you know it, people from Eldoret, but there's very few people from Eldoret. Sizzlers. April Fool's Day,
Yeah.
Sizzlers put out a whole article in the newspaper. Yeah. They said they have finally come out with hamburgers for left-handed people.
What the heck?
They said most people eat a hamburger with their right hand and they bite, they hold it. They said they finally figured out how to have left-handed hamburgers and now they make hamburgers for left-handed people.
Please tell me how that is relatable.
It was
even.
April Fool's. It was just...
Fuchs. I mean...
But like people were like flabbergasted.
Interesting. I mean, I would be too. Like, but how even? Because the hamburger sits round. Doesn't matter whatever whatever hand you use.
Here's an interesting comment about eating with the left hand.
Where is it?
Trishal says eating with the left hand comes from the Muslim culture. Left hand was used for wiping.
Ooh, that is so true.
So you don't eat with the same hand that
You wipe your
with.
ass.
Interesting.
Interesting.
That's true.
How about this one? That if you break a mirror, you'll have 7 years of bad luck. Have you had that one?
I have.
Have you? He's like, you're not even here.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about... There's something I've heard about a broken mirror. I'm
7
trying
years
to
of
remember it. Like it's sparking a memory, but there's the 7 years of... There's that part.
Yeah.
But there's also something else about a broken mirror. It's quite... I just
Scary.
don't remember it. It's really scary. It's like really like dark.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
it's-
some of them were super dark, but anyways, I mean,
Yeah.
let's see. But you were talking about you have some that you relate to death or you've heard about death.
So death, I know like in the Kenyan culture, like Indians, I don't really know how we do death. I mean, we cremate them and we don't bury them and all that. So I don't know any myths about death. But I know like Kenyans, different tribes have very specific like death myths.
Yes, true.
Yeah, like
That's so
you're
true.
a Kikuyu.
I am.
What can you tell me about like death myths?
I don't know because of my tribe. I don't know that much of death myths, but I know one that if an owl, what sound does an owl make? Not literally.
Oh.
This man, if an owl crows then near your house, that somebody's going to die. That like if an owl sits out here and it crows, the sound you just made,
Yeah.
somebody in that household or in
Is
that
gonna
village
die.
is going to die. And that was super common. I shared it with somebody here. No, somebody who is here and is from Jordan. And that's the same thing for them too. And listen, this is in Jordan. This is far up in Africa. But see, we say Ayawa Owada. We share the same. We share the same myth.
I think like Luos do this thing of like bringing the dead back to the household.
Ooh, that scares me.
Yeah.
So let me tell you a story.
Hey.
So one of my friends lost his dad, and you want to be there for your friend and whatever. And somebody said an owl woot, not kurr, whatever the heck.
So
that
what
sound
what does kurr?
Yo, listen, we're not even gonna dive
Is
into that
Is
one.
that a turkey? Or
I don't know.
a turkey does kurr.
I don't know, Sari. I'm
Okay,
not willing
anyway.
to get into it.
We're not talking about animal sounds today. We're talking about myths.
Yeah, what does the fox say? Anyways, I think so. My friend lost his dad, and this is a long time ago, and he's from the Luo tribe, and we went. I went over to his house. You know how you expect matanga? Matanga is when people get together, they fundraise, they stay with the family just to give them, to say, hey, we're together. I'm sorry for your loss. So, when I went there, I wasn't ready. It was the first time I'm going to like a Luo matanga, and I went in, and like right there at the door is where the casket was, and it was open. So we are all looking at this dead body
In the house.
Yo, yes, my guy, in the house. It was so scary. I was like, why is he here? Isn't he dead? He should be in the morgue. Why is he here? I'm like, why? And in the night they said, oh, we're gonna put him on the sofa, his favorite chair. That's where he used to sit. I was like, yeah, boys, I'm out of here. I mean, I can't. I don't know why, but they make us afraid of the dead so much. It's just a body, but they scare us so much. And I'm not a fan of the dead bodies. Shit, that doesn't. There's no way of salvaging that one.
yeah,
But
yeah.
the guy was right there, and I told my guy, listen. We're together. Here's my contribution. I have to go. Like I couldn't sit there. I couldn't
Actually,
even fathom.
Akinyi has a comment on that whole aspect. She says death myths. Don't even get me started on Teroburu. Still traumatized years after my dad's funeral. I hear
know.
you.
And Luos have, and they, you know what's funny? They have such a strong culture to a point. Some of them still follow their culture, and so they still follow their culture. And so Teroburu, I know somebody.
What is Teroburu?
It's in their culture. I can't verbatim say what it means, but it's something they do after somebody dies. And I know some of them shave
the
wife.
ritual after the death.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like if you're married and God forbid, if that man is married and God forbid they die, their wife is gonna shave their head.
Her head.
Yeah, completely. And did you see what I just did there? Like I'm so afraid of the myth of death that I couldn't even give you as an example. I was like, God forbid, no, not you, the other guy.
And actually someone said, earlier you said matanga.
Yeah.
And so she gave us the English word. Thank you. Matanga equals a wake. I guess that's the wake.
Hey, that's what it's called.
Hey.
Yes, so this English, ilikuja hivi na meli.
Me, I just know Wake County. That's the county we live in. Or Awake. Yeah.
It's
now,
interesting.
Akinyi also had something else.
What she say?
She says, sleeping in the same house as my dad's body and my mom when she passed was too much.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
that's
a
kinda-
lot. Like, I mean, and I know Simpson here said a dead body is harmless, but when you're a kid, it's so scary. You want to have memories of this person as a human being who was alive and moving. You don't want, like, it's a corpse.
Yeah.
Like, what's the purpose?
You're really making, you're traumatizing. It causes trauma.
It does cause trauma.
Like one of the guys I posted the same thing on my Facebook about some myths that you've heard growing up, and someone said that if you point at a cemetery,
Yeah,
then
or a grave.
You need to crack your knuckles.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that death will come through your fingers, I guess, into
And follow
or
you.
something.
It's so bad.
How is
But
that
let me
even
tell
possible?
you, one more thing. I mean, and I get this is a different culture. We both don't understand it very well.
Yeah.
Not throwing any shade into the culture. It's just from a third party, like looking in, like we're just somebody from the outside looking in. It's a little scary. I don't know and understand it very, very much, but it's a little scary. I remember there's one growing up, and I was very young. You know, not the eagle. Is it the crow? Crow, yeah. If it makes a sound, now I'm getting into bad sounds again. But if it makes a sound and you copy it,
You want me to try the sound?
no, I think I'm good over there.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Sunny, go for it.
Uh-huh.
What is the sound?
I don't know what sound a crow makes.
But whatever sound it makes, and you imitate it, then somebody you really love will die. And this happened to me. My aunt, I was so young. I was so young. But I know I was walking from school and I saw the crow and it made a sound and I copied it. And then I remembered, oh shit, you know, you're a kid, you're playing and you hear it and you do the same sound, whatever the sound it is, right? And then soon after, my aunt died. I didn't even tell my mom this. I blamed myself. I was scared. I cried at night. Like, I really thought I killed my auntie.
I think I'm going to call that a coincidence. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
We found that some myths and superstitions can be used for good, like to create table manners and ethics and what have you, and have good morals.
Yeah.
But then if something like that was to happen, you run the risk of really traumatizing someone and putting them on a guilt trip that this happened because of
you.
Yeah, I'm going to be very open here. As a teenager, this one is funny, but it's not.
Okay, pick a struggle. Is it funny or it's not?
It's kind of, now it's funny, but it's really not. I used to think, okay,
Sunny,
brace
just give us
yourself.
the story.
I used to
Wait,
think,
let me pour myself a drink if I have
used
to listen
think
to this.
that if you masturbate,
Oh, whoa, yeah, I wasn't ready.
yeah, exactly, that something bad is going to happen to someone else. Because I don't know where I read or heard that you're going to throw life into trash, right? Or for my purposes, into the toilet. Right? 'Cause-
What is life?
yeah.
Spermicide?
Yeah, right? So I had not understood the biological things of the sperm has to mate with the
Oh, Jesus.
egg to actually create life.
Sunny, you are a funny character growing
really-
up. I'm glad I met
And
you
you know-
after you were grown.
Let me tell you something. I have never said this out loud in my whole life. This is the first time, right?
Oh shit, guys,
so
ready?
Here's what would happen. I grew up feeling very guilty for a lot of things. Because like I would masturbate
Oh!
and then like the next day I would see in the news something bad has happened.
It was all your fault,
And
Sunny.
I would feel guilty for masturbating.
Oh my goodness. It was all your fault.
Yeah,
Oh my
it
goodness.
was all my fault. And I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna ask this because now we're all grown. We're talking about this. Has anyone else? I'm just wondering if any other guy has ever gone through what I went through,
Yeah, some of us were nicer, Sunny.
and then it would pass, and I would say, okay, maybe it's not true, and I would masturbate again. Okay,
That
my
is so
sister is
funny.
watching, and
Wait, what? I want to hear what your sister says, but I have a comment here. Did you find your comment from your sister?
no, she just said
She
she's
just-
hearing things right now.
Yeah,
that
well,
she didn't
sorry,
know.
Pyle. I'm so sorry that this had to. This is your brother. You should have chosen me. Anyway, so I have a comment here, Sunny, by Susan Ouna. She says, when my grandmother died when I was 12 in the village, a day before my burial, I guess before her burial, her body was decomposing in the heat. They put a coin on the forehead and told her to behave because she had guests. They told her her guests will go away. What? Apparently it worked. Yo, Sunny, me, I've had things, yeah. I really relate with Suzanne here.
Wow.
Because like, and I don't know why I find myself with a lot of Luo friends. You know, I have a lot of Luo friends. It's not, even my other best friend in Kenya is Luo. Daisy is Luo. And, you know, they teach me so much. But yeah, I know about Luo, like, funerals where, you know, you get a house you get the body from Nairobi and you have to travel all the way to Nyanza, which is a long drive.
Yeah.
And halfway through the trip, sometimes let me tell you, this is either a superstition or these dead people have powers, but yes, we have witnessed that the car would stop going, like would stop cook. the car's not moving. People will check, is there anything mechanically wrong on the vehicle? No, what is happening? And somebody would say, oh, by the way, when he died, he said that Sunny shouldn't come to his funeral, but Sunny is in this car. Sunny, you have to leave. But now it's in the middle of nowhere. They decide, no, let Sunny not leave. Let us beg Owiti so that he can let Sunny come to the funeral so he can forgive Sunny. You know, they pull the body and bring it down and like beg Owiti, Owiti, please. There's people around the coffin saying, hey, please, just let us go, please. And they beg, some even cry, whatever they cry. Guess what happens? They put Owiti back on the thing. And the car starts moving. Yo, that's some witchcraft. I can't.
I know. I call that coincidence.
How is that coincidence, Danny? Please explain. Me, those ones, it's like it's a catch-22.
I don't know. Maybe the car just needed a little more. The fuel pump was failing and it needed some time to rest, or it was overheating, and then suddenly
how often
you wait and then it fires back up, because cars were old also.
No, listen, that's scary. But also Susan says she's Luya. And that, that's something that happened in their Luya culture. Well, I see Cyril Dub joined us. Hey, boo, how are you? But I know it's been a while.
I know.
But listen, she's Luya and they still practice the same practice. Like, not the same, but some of the practices that we're talking about that were myths and superstitions. In the African culture, we have some things that we don't understand, yet we still do them.
There's a comment here that said something about 7 years of bad sex.
I know that one. Can I tell you?
Which one? Yeah.
No,
Me,
I haven't read the comment, so I don't know.
No,
but
the comment just said.
No,
the comment just said 7 years of bad sex.
Oh, okay.
In reference to, I'm not sure what. It just passed.
Yeah.
Earlier, it was by Tess. But
do you have a connection to that?
You tell me yours.
My connection is when you're doing shots.
Yeah, it's about shots.
Oh, really?
This is one I had as an adult, like when I started doing shots.
Yeah.
I don't know where it started.
Yeah.
Maybe someone can tell us. Which one is yours?
Mine is when we are doing shots, we have to look at each other in the eye.
That's the same one I've had.
Is it?
Yeah.
And then you have to use your left hand. Did you know that? You have to use your left hand when you're taking a shot. Cheers, and look at each other in the eye. You have to have eye contact. Otherwise, you will have 7 years of bad sex.
Let me tell you this. I've taken shots. That one is debunked. That's a myth that's been busted, because I've taken shots without looking at people in the eyes. Oh, June says her mother is in the audience. Sorry. Hi.
We are not talking about like we're okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, myths and ninis. Oh my goodness, let me tell you another one about death, Sandy, that I have found in the American culture. If you're American and watching, or have lived here for a long time and you're watching this, do you know when they ask you in the DMV, they ask you, hey, would you like to be an organ donor? And that means when you die and your heart is your heart can be working if you die. Or can it?
Your kidneys.
Your kidneys are still good, intact and everything. And somebody needs kidneys, and you give them permission to, what do you call it? There's a word for
harvest.
It. Harvest. That's the word.
Your organs, yeah.
To harvest your kidneys and donate it to somebody in need. And so they ask you that. So in your driver's license, there's a mark that says if you're an organ donor or not. So there's a myth, I don't know what the heck, if it's a myth or not, whatever, but that if I have that heart for organ donor in my driver's license, and I get into an accident, if I go to hospital sometimes, the doctor will be like, she's an organ donor, just let her die. I don't know how true this is, and I'm going to make this even worse, because they say if mostly it's a black person and they're so like an organ donor, the doctor will let you die.
Won't work too hard
to save you. They're like, it's fine, they're an organ donor. Yeah. Let them die and we harvest.
I've heard that one, and that's like an American thing. It's I guess I would call it a myth.
Yeah.
But I think doctors have sworn an oath to try and get someone. I think
back to life.
That comes into play only when the person they've done everything for the person and they're dead. Now, I still have not selected organ donor.
Me too. I can't.
Because
the fear.
I don't want a conspiracy to kill me.
Me too. I don't want her heart failed for a minute, we took her kidney. Oh, her heart is back, she has no kidney.
Oh,
where?
There's Simpson here says, why are you guys concentrating on Luo cultures only? It's because that's all we know. So if someone can shed some light on
Kikuyu culture,
some other culture, then please, I'm just going by what I know that I've heard.
And also we had June here, and June is
June
new,
has
and she
given
was
us
sharing
some
lot.
insight, yeah.
And also like some of the people here that we see who are some of us very faithful audience are Luo, and they tend to share a lot, and we love it, and that's what we're going by. I promise we have nothing against Luo culture.
Listen, Vivi Kale has a point.
Let me know.
So I say the doctors have sworn an oath to make sure they do everything they can to make you survive. She says the police also swore an oath to serve and protect.
Girl, don't even go there.
That's a topic that we have discussed before, and we may discuss again in the future. But today we're talking myths.
But I am with you on that.
I'm with you
one.
on that. That's actually kind of mind blowing.
Right. It's like just in the middle of all this madness, like you.
So
just
religion.
touched
Let's talk about religion.
Wait, I have a comment, Zani.
Oh.
I have a comment by Njeri Mboro. She says it is true about the organ donor, I believe. She says, I'm about to lose the comment. It says it is German too. There is black market for African organs. We got good genes. Oh God, Njeri, that's so true.
Wow.
So me, I'm not putting that organ donor. Please let me die with all my organs. I don't care. I'm gonna keep them.
Yeah, I used to, and then when I switched states and I got a new driver's license, I didn't. So does my other state thing still pass?
No, it needs to be your current license.
So speaking of organ donors, something I just thought of regarding religion.
Yeah.
Right? So there are some religions that... Do religions ban organ donation, or do they accept it?
Actually, it's weird that you asked that, because we were talking about it earlier with June, and we found that, religion preaches kindness.
Right.
And generosity. Now, if you're dead and your kidney is still good and intact, wouldn't you be kind enough to want to
help
share it with somebody else? That would be expected.
Yeah, but I think we agree that religion, because religion is kind of superstitious to some extent, allows us to do that. But it's the mankind that we can't trust.
That's true. Oh, somebody done blown our minds, Sunny. I seen a comment on your screen that says religion is a myth. Oh, we're not even gonna go there because,
Actually, I agree with Mark Owens.
Please let us be okay over here,
Yeah.
Sunny. We are not agreeing or disagreeing.
Simpson, is it true that in Kisii you got to
You got to be a night runner.
to be a man in society? I don't know if it's true. But there's this that reminded me about night runners. Did you guys ever hear about night runners in Kenya?
Simpson is funny in person, and on Facebook it's funny. I can't. June, it's so hot. Oh my goodness. But also Simpson is making us sweat. That's funny. That's so funny. Is it true? Do we have Kisis in the audience that say, is it true that in the Kisi culture you've got to be a night runner to be a man in the society? But you know what's funny? I don't know. I can't answer that.
I don't
yes
know.
or no.
Yeah. But
I've
about
heard about night runners. Have you?
Yeah. There's this myth, I think it's a myth, that if you see a night runner, if you make eye contact with a night runner, you'll die.
How are you going to make eye contact? He's running.
It's like that game. Have you ever had that game on Facebook that something is passing and you have to make it match?
Yeah.
Like you have to click and it has to... It's like that. So a night runner is running.
Oh my goodness.
If you're just lucky enough to make eye contact...
You're dead.
You danzos.
Oh my
You
goodness.
gone.
That's funny. I've seen something there. They said Kikuyus just bury their dead. Kwanzaa nowadays, they do it within a week. The body is picked up from a mortuary on the day of the burial. So no rituals whatsoever. That's Njeri Mboro who's answering. I guess Peter said, what about other cultures? And so she's telling us about her culture, which is Kikuyu culture.
Coley here says there's a lot to the organ donor thing. There's a black market for the organs, and black people's organs have been proven to be a lot stronger than some others sometimes.
Oh shit.
Than some others sometimes. Cyril also says, I must say this, the healthcare industry
You're
is a
going to
business.
say Cyril name like that. It's Cyril.
Cyril.
Okay,
Pore.
thanks.
Sorry. Dub. C-dub. I must say this, the healthcare industry is a business and there's a lot of money in selling organs. Until this point, I didn't realize that black people's organs have... Why do you think that is?
Because he got that melanin.
No, I'm just wondering, I'm trying to figure out the scientific reasoning behind why black people's organs...
We can break it down in one podcast. It's gotta be like 2-3 episodes.
I know,
back
maybe we
to
can
back.
talk about this in the future, but it's quite interesting. It's like a superior gene.
It is a superior gene. Well, not maybe not. But like first of all, the melanin on our skin I mean, first of all, the millennium game period. I have nothing intelligent to say.
So
Sorry.
this is not myth related, but real quick. So I've heard that the Caucasian race, right? I'm gonna call them white people. A lot of times, they when they cohabitat and they have kids only with white people, that the gene pool gets weaker and weaker and weaker
For who? For them?
for them.
Oh, but if they have a kid with a black person,
With
their gene
not
is...
necessarily even a black person, a non-white person.
Oh,
Right?
interesting.
A Latino, an Indian, an Asian, whatever it might be. Then they're diversifying the gene pool, and the gene pool makes it. That may be a myth. I don't know.
Let me tell you about this guy I was talking to. Funny story. So I was talking to this guy and we just met, and he kept saying something that made me fear him. He said, "Oh, I can't wait to have babies. Like, I want black babies so that the gene mutation..." I was lost after that. I didn't hear anything else he said after gene mutation. I was like, this is why you want to be with a black person? Because of gene mutation? Like, okay, you're a little scary.
No, but I think
bye.
there's some truth to that, because there's like when different because there's a gene pool that black people have, that white people have, that Asians have, that whatnot, and if that gene pool is interconnected and it mixes, then it creates offsprings that have superior immunities, have
I hear you,
have
Sunny, but do you
parts
realize...
of both sides.
Do you realize how flawed that is if that's your reasoning for dating a person of
Oh
the other...
yeah, that shouldn't be a reasoning for dating a person. In
of
fact,
the other...
but I think nature
race.
itself is telling us that we need to accept each other.
We need to accept each other, obvi, but like, it is so flawed that you try to date a person of another culture, or not, rather, race, so that your
Because
kids
of
are...
that
Like,
reasoning,
it's just
yeah.
so
That-
flawed.
that's flawed. I agree with you. That's
Yeah.
completely flawed.
Yeah, well, Madam Producer
So,
is having a field day
June is
laughing
busy.
out
June,
there.
June is busy laughing at I don't know what, but let's try and find Peter again.
said, I have a comment. He said, I heard that in Kikuyu culture, a newborn son has to be displayed at the window. This means that in future, the window will be a getaway after robbery. Just kidding.
Okay. Well,
Peter, we need you on every podcast. That is so funny. He's kidding, but that's so funny. Imagine if that's true.
yeah. Okay. So
Oh
moving
my
on.
goodness.
Moving on. It is September.
Yes.
And on a serious note, we were kind of taking this podcast a little light because we needed some laughter. We needed something light to talk about.
we laugh
right?
a little.
We laugh a little. Maybe a little more than a little.
Yeah.
But it is September, and I do want to bring some awareness up that September is Suicide Awareness Month.
Yeah.
Right, Ida?
It is suicide.
And a lot of
Yeah.
people are suffering or have to go with mental illness and depression and whatnot. That leads to suicide or different things that we're not professionals, so I don't know what it is. But I do want to bring out that September is Suicide Awareness Month.
Yes.
I do want to talk about one suicidal myth.
Okay, go for it.
There's a myth that talking to someone about to commit suicide will make them more likely to take their own life.
What? Talking to somebody
Like
about...
if you think someone is going to take their own life, that actually talking to them about it is going to make them more likely to take action.
That is very interesting.
And I read this. And it turns out that research shows that talking to someone is not risky at all. In fact, it's almost safer to talk to someone than not saying anything.
You're right.
And in concluding just that one mythical statement that I made, our next podcast, which is on the 27th of September, we're going to wrap up the month of September with our podcast where that is going to be the topic.
Yes.
So we had a pretty light conversation today, and we might get into a little bit of a heavier conversation next Sunday.
Yes.
Everyone is very welcome to tune in.
Yeah, please be prepared. Be open-minded. We'll talk about suicide next podcast, which is not this Sunday. It's Sunday, not Sunday the 20th, but Sunday when?
Sunday the 27th.
Sunday the 27th.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about suicide awareness. We'll have somebody talk about that, somebody who works in the field, talk to us and reach, just teach us. And we said this podcast is about learning from each other. So we'd love to learn from them if you know something that you'd love to teach us, we'd be very, very open-minded to hear that.
Yep.
And on that note, we're going to be ending today's podcast. We love and appreciate you so much. We're trying to make this short and sweet.
Yeah.
Because next podcast is going to be heavy.
Heavy.
Yeah, for all of you who are here, man.
Yep.
Aye, aye, aye.
And those of you that are in Raleigh,
We
North
love
Carolina,
you.
or that want to travel to Raleigh, North Carolina, join us next Sunday for Brunch and Beats at Umami Bistro.
Yeah.
Get your tickets. It's on my Facebook. It's on Ida's Facebook.
Yep.
It's on our Instagram. And speaking of Facebook and Instagram,
Wait, before we go so far, people are asking, oh, we're having Bits and Brunch. How many people are going to be there? COVID. No. We are having it at half capacity. That's
actually,
why.
it's less than half.
Yeah, less than half capacity.
Yeah.
That's why the spots are very, very limited. We're trying. It's a very big space. It's a very beautiful space. If you haven't seen it, go onto my YouTube and see the space. It's a great space. So we're having only 100 spots available. So if you're there and you want to come in, make sure you go to both our social medias and you will find the information there. So not to worry. Bring your masks, please.
Yep.
And wash your hands.
And don't forget to follow us on Google Podcasts at Sunday Wind Down, Spotify at Sunday Wind Down, Instagram at
Ida_Alicia
and Sunday WD
and
Podcast.
Sunday WD Podcast.
I'm on Instagram at Sistuki.
Yep.
We're on YouTube at Sunday Wind Down, on Facebook at Sunday Wind Down. Mm-hmm. And champagne is technically wine, so we are still winding
It's
down.
sparkling wine, eh?
It's sparkling wine, yes.
Anyways, we thank you guys. We do before every let's say this, before every end of an episode, we try to showcase new talent.
Yep.
We try to share Kenyan music to the world. Like, let's enjoy being Kenyan and embracing our artists, you know?
Yep.
You support us, we support you. That's how this thing goes. So today we have new music, but yours truly, Chantrell.
Yes.
And this song
Chantrell
is called?
actually on YouTube.
He is on YouTube.
The song is called My Baby. And this he's on YouTube as Chantrell Music. It's SHANTRELL Music, MUSIQ. So don't forget to subscribe. And we're going to play a song by Chantrell that's called My Baby.
Let's get it.
Here we go.
Simama kidogo, usinipe kisogo, umenivutia na urembo, hauna kasoro, umiza mwili wangu napojilegeza, kuambia sababu siwezi jizuia, kukusa nakopa ulipoumbika mwili wako umenawiri, usingizi sipati wafanya silali wafanya na kutamani amor. Can you be my baby, baby, can you be my baby, baby, can you be my baby, 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 can you be my baby, amor. Can you be my baby, 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 can you be my baby, baby, can you be my baby, 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 can you be my baby. Nakupata vichochoroni, kwangu wewe una thamani, kiuno kidogo, hemu wana nyuma ilivyo nono, afrahisha roho, anapocheza dogo dogo, moyo wangu waurusha, kama wewe sijaona, naumia na mahaba, my baby, basi simama, na sisi mkwa na damu, ukija karibu yangu, napoteza fahamu, wapoteza moyo wangu.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was My Baby by Chantrell.
Yes, people. Thank you so much for tuning in. This has been great.
Absolutely.
It's yours truly, Ida, Alicia, and
DJ Sunny Sistuki. See
Signing
you all
out.
in the 27th for the next episode. Bye.
bye.